So welcome to my class. We are continuing on with Unit 6, and in this we are doing Producers Equilibrium. Before I go on, let me just revise what's Producers Equilibrium. Well, it is a point where producer maximizes profit and he comes at such a position that he does not want to either decrease the output or increase the output. That is the optimum level of output that he would love to produce and to maximize his profit. And well, that's his aim. And in producers equilibrium, we already have discussed producers equilibrium when the prices are given. They are the same, sorry. And in this, we are going to talk about when the producer decreases prices to sell more, or we can say that producers equilibrium in the imperfect market, such as monopoly, monopolistic competition. So here we go. I'm going to use the table to explain the concept of producers equilibrium, and then we'll go on. So here you can see this. This is where you can see the prices. So when the price is 10 and at one output that is produced, total revenue is 10 and the total cost is 10. So the 10 into 1 is total revenue and the total cost is given as 10. So marginal cost is 10, that is change in TC upon change in Q. And then that's how I worked it out also for you to see. And marginal revenue is again TRN minus TRN minus 1. So let's take total revenue of the last previous is 0 obviously, and this is n minus 1. N minus 1 is 0, so sorry, and this is 10, so that is 10. Marginal revenue is 10. Total profit is total revenue minus total cost, so 10 minus 10 is 0. And if you take the MCMR, so here marginal cost 10 is equal to marginal revenue. So well, that is a producer's equilibrium. But the second condition, remember the MR-MC approach, in which we said that MC should be equal to MR, but the second thing is very important, is that after this the marginal cost should start increasing. It should be more than marginal revenue. So this is not so, because the next marginal revenue is actually you see marginal cost is actually less than the marginal revenue, so marginal revenue falls. Okay, marginal cost falls as well. So here we see that when the price is 9, output produced is 2, sold. Output to be sold is 2, or to be produced, as you said. So total revenue when after selling this is 18, and the total cost, that is cost of production on this, is 11. Okay, so again TR minus TC you get is the profit is 7. So you work out the marginal cost as change in TC. So what is the change in TC? And that is 11 TCN minus TCN minus 1. So 11 minus 10 is 1. If you take it divided by output, it's 1 as it is. So we just take it as TCN minus TCN minus 1. So also marginal revenue, you can see marginal revenue is TRN minus TRN minus 1. It is 8. That is 18 minus 10. So that's how it is. So marginal cost works out to be 1 and marginal revenue works out to be 8. So here marginal cost is less than the marginal revenue. So you go on and so on, and the producer is gaining up till here. Now let's just talk about profit in terms of TR and TC. So if you look at this, you see at 3 units profit is there is 10. Then at 4 units also it is 10. So what is this? Why will he go and produce one more unit when already it's 10? Well, the other thing is that it should, after that the profit falls. So here after 3 units, after producing 3 units, the profit is 10, and if he makes the 4th unit, the profit is still 10, so it's not falling. So 4 is a good output here. So you can see that. So here, now let's take the MRMC approach. In the MRMC approach, the equilibrium is established when marginal cost 4 is equal to marginal revenue. So MC is equal to MR, and if it goes and produces another one more output, that means 5, the marginal cost actually rises from 4 to 7, and the marginal revenue, so marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue. So taking that in mind, producer's equilibrium is established at producing 4 units of output, where MR is equal to MC and the profit is maximized. So you can see those conditions, and if you take the graphic, let's show it graphically too. Okay, so looking at the graph, look at this. So you can see that MR is downward sloping, because it is assumed that more output can be sold only by lowering the price. Here again, MC curve intersects the MR curve at 2 places, W and E. So MC is equal to MR at 2 output levels, OQ1 and OQ2. But out of that, we will select OQ2, which will be the equilibrium output, because it satisfies both the conditions of equilibrium, that is MC is equal to MR. MC cuts MR from below, and if he goes to produce OQ2 dash, one more unit, then we'll find that the marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue. So in that case, the producer will lose. He will not maximize his profit. And being a rational producer, he will, to be in equilibrium, to maximize his profit, he will stop at OQ2 units of output. That will be his equilibrium. Okay. So this is and you know, in the previously what we said was, in the table we said, a table as we discussed, the maximum output to bring about the maximum output that he would go in for production is 4, where he'll get maximum profit, that is 10. So profit maximization is the producer's behavior. Producer's equilibrium is where he maximizes his profits. So well, with that, I think we've ended this chapter or rather we've come to the end of this unit. So in the next, we're going to talk about supply.